notifications, cop my merch, follow me on my social medias. Here we go. Disclaimer, this is just going to be my opinion, and I may bring up some facts for what I'm about to talk about. So, this segment is based on Darkside of the Ring, Chris Benoit segment. If you have not watched it, I need you to go watch it. Don't watch it here, and then you're going to be lost. My thing is that when I watched it, it's going to have you in tears. Trust me, I cried in part 1, and then I cried in part 2, because it was just too much. 2007, Chris Benoit, his wife Nancy, and his youngest son Daniel passed away. Nobody didn't know what happened until later on. They're like, oh, well, he killed his wife, killed his son, committed suicide. Pretty much WWE, well, at around the time, it was WWF? Was it WWE? No, I think it was WWE. It was WWE. Yes, WWE ended up somewhat say, hey, I don't want no parts. The way Vince McMahon say, you know what, I don't want no parts. You could tell it by the bass of his voice. He didn't want no parts. There was a video game made. That video game got washed away. It got erased. Pretty much they erased Chris Benoit's legacy. It was to the point the employees couldn't say his name in interviews. It was so bad, JR showed up to Nancy and Daniel's funeral. Sandra lost it. Because the only reason why JL showed up because he was a representation of WWE. And from what Sandra mentioned, she said nobody in WWE did not reach out to her. But Chavo and Chris Jericho reached out to David. Because I think around that time they was at WWE and they reached out to David. They check on him. They're still cool with him to this day. What happened was it also happened internally. Whereas people from Nancy's side of the family didn't want nothing to do with, you know, the children of, you know, Benoit's side of the family. They didn't want to do with them because of the fact of what Benoit did, and it was not it. It was just hearsay. So, kind of find out, Chris Jericho got these two together, got Sandra and got David together. They exchanged numbers, and voila, they still have a connection. Kind of find out, Chris Benoit was going through a case of concussions thanks to Chris Lewinsky, who looked into it because he started going into, like, you know, looking into concussions, and he was writing a book about it because he had concussions himself, and he knew it was time for him to pull the plug when he was in WWE. He was like, fuck this shit, I'm out, I want to do something else. He looked into it, and it showed evidence that Chris Benoit had a case of CTE. And they had like the whole diagram, the whole shebang. And it was like, oh shit, this could have made trigger it. But my thing is that what triggered, I would say, Chris Benoit was when Eddie Guerrero passed away. When Eddie Guerrero passed away, he was like, oh shit, I have no use to being on this earth. But at the same time, I can't sit here and look at this man like, oh, he was a bad person. Oh, fuck his legacy. Like, no. I'm glad they showed this because now it gives people an idea like, okay, Chris Benoit was not like that. Yes, he was going through some shit. He had his demons. A lot of wrestlers, they have their fucking demons. That's why I tell y'all, check on your people because, mental health ain't no fucking joke. Okay? Wrestlers, check on your own wrestling people. Family, check on your family. Friends, check on your friends. Co-workers, check on your co-workers because sometimes they're not right in the head. So for them to come out like with Darkside of the Ring, I will give it, you know, a thumbs up, a 10, you know, hands down, because it gives people an idea of what happened after, you know, Chris Benoit's death. I know deep down, I already knew, like before they even showed this, I knew that child had to be blackballed because of what that situation. I knew anybody who carried the Benoit's last name was gonna get blackballed. And what was bad was that the oldest son, I knew he mentioned he was gonna get bullied, but he said, fuck it, I'm gonna defend my honor. I know you lying. And that's what he did. But I just wish that WWE did like a whole, like, look into handle it a different way instead of handling it like, oh, well, we're gonna wipe your legacy, because there's certain wrestlers that's alive today, and I ain't gonna mention their names because I ain't trying to get this video taken down or flagged, that they done some stupid shit, and either they're still in the Hall of Fame, or they're gonna be in the Hall of Fame again, you know, they still wrestling now, and y'all just, let me just wipe it up, you know, just sweep it under the rug, you know. Just saying. I'm just saying. But they gonna be like, I know y'all gonna drag me like, well, it's not the same thing. It doesn't matter. Like I said, some of these wrestlers done some stupid shit. Some former wrestlers done some stupid shit. And their name's still good in WWE. I'm gonna leave that right then and there. Okay? If you have not watched Darkside of the Ring, it is a good segment to watch. You guys can sit down and relate. It brings up mental health. It brings up like what wrestlers go through, because even with that shit with Benoit, I'm telling you right now, the media had a whole fucking field day, because from wrestlers, then it's NFL players, then it's basketball players. The three sports right there is like the main ones that any athlete fuck up. Guess what? The media right there looking at the bad shit, not the good shit. It is like so messed up. They had to wipe away his legacy. But as time progresses, because I started noticing it in the WWE Network, you know, y'all got it. Because Benoit face was popping up. Like on SmackDown, Raw, certain pay-per-views. It was popping up a little bit. So it was like, okay, y'all turned a whole new leaf. And then for them to have Darkside of the Ring segment, that means I feel like, you know, they kind of try to say like, hey, no man's not human, but we can't continue to hate this man. Like, this happened in the past, but we can't forget it. So all I can say is it was a good segment. It wasn't boring. Had me in tears. It's worth the watch. Till then, loves, this your girl Lala, signing out.